Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kazuri Alameen, and I woke up breathing this morning. I'm grateful to be among the living. My word of wisdom for this morning. One of the many groups I do a group I call BLD. BLD, that stands for Birth Certificate, Life Certificate, and Death Certificate. Birth certificate is the testimony of birth. We are here. You listen to this message. You are here. The testimony of birth. We as humans travel the same direction to arrive on this earth at an appointed time. Let me say this again. We as humans travel the same direction to arrive on this earth at an appointed time. Life certificate, the testimony of how you live. Once again, life certificate, the testimony of how you live. What are you doing with your time here on earth? What are you doing with your time here on earth? You're living. Are you a blessing or are you a burden? This is something only you would know. Are you a blessing or are you a burden? Who do you need to forgive while you're living? Who do you need to forgive while you're living? I would first and foremost suggest that you start with yourself and go elsewhere. But who do you need to forgive while you're living? It's part of your life certificate. And of course, death certificate is the testimony of death. The testimony of death. Death will arrive, yet we don't know at what time, what place, day or night. Let me say this again. Death will arrive, yet we don't know at what time, what place, whether it will come day or either night. It will arrive. And one of the things I've learned since I structured this handout many years ago, death makes no appointment. Death makes no appointment, but yet it's coming. Why do you think you were placed on this earth? Why do you think you were placed on this earth? And are your private thoughts authentic or artificial? Are your private thoughts authentic or artificial? And once again, I go into greater detail and we slice and dice these groups when I'm talking about these situations. I let people share where they are. And the groups are very, very dynamic. They've been dynamic for years. They will continue to be dynamic when we talk about these things. Birth certificate, life certificate, death certificate. This is a universal fact. Every spiritual being will taste birth, life, and death. And we talk about these things from a different perspective, and I allow people to be able to share where they are in those situations. And great things happen. Great things happen when I do this. All my groups, especially when this is one of my favorite groups here: birth certificate, life certificate, and death certificate. So where you are with these dynamics, ladies and gentlemen? Where you at in your private thoughts with your birth certificate, with your life certificate, and with your death certificate? I want to encourage you. You would sit here to earth, and once again, as I said, under the testimony of birth, you would sit here at an appointed time to do something great, not mediocre, not lukewarm. You would sit here to do something great, to leave a legacy. So while you're here, I want to encourage you, as you are dealing with the testimony of how you live in your life certificate, to give life your best, because eventually we're going to taste our death certificate, which is the testimony of death. So while you've been born, you're living right now, we're going to die. That's a universal fact. Sometimes we get seduced by all these label addictions and hide behind this and hide behind that. This is evidence, is what I'm saying. We got evidence of what I'm saying right now. So while you're here, give life your best, and life will give you its best. Be about helping people, be about enjoying good and forbidding evil, but everything I'm saying starts, ends, and begins with you, because you can't take nobody where you've never been. You are very unique, you're very special. Nobody has your DNA, nobody will never have your DNA. That shows you how special you are. You got to go ahead and own it and birth your greatness. Birth your greatness, because you were sitting here to leave a legacy of excellence. You are not a mistake. You are very, very unique. You're very, very special. That's why you were allowed to come to earth. So think like it, speak like it, and you have no choice but to act like it. Birth, life, and death. Birth, life, and death. Every spiritual being will taste this. This is a universal fact. So, once again, recap: your birth certificate, your life certificate, and your death certificate. Give life your best. Peace and blessings.